No one talks about what happens after you get everything you want. We spend our lives chasing relief, chasing completion, chasing the feeling that something is finally finished. But there is a moment, quiet, almost invisible, when wanting slows down, and time begins to stretch in a way we were never prepared for. Not success, not happiness, time. Because time, when it no longer threatens to run out, stops behaving like a limit. It becomes a surface, wide, endless, and strangely empty. We assume more time is always better, more chances to fix mistakes, more room to delay decisions, more space to become who we think we should be, but no one asks what happens when delay becomes permanent. When nothing is at stake, choice changes. Decisions stop pressing back. Meaning doesn't disappear dramatically. It leaks away quietly through the absence of urgency. We are taught to fear death, to see it as the great enemy of meaning, as the force that cuts life short before it can become complete. But we are rarely taught to ask whether meaning might actually depend on that limit. Imagine knowing that nothing you choose is final, that every path can be revisited, that no mistake ever truly closes a door. At first, this feels comforting, safe, almost merciful. At first, it feels like freedom, relief, a release from pressure. But pressure, it turns out, was doing something important. It was shaping attention. It was forcing commitment. Pressure forces selection. It makes moments matter. Without it, life does not become deeper. It becomes wider and thinner, spread across time until nothing feels dense enough to hold you. When time has no cost, experience changes character. Moments stop demanding attention. They wait. And waiting slowly drains them of importance. Nothing insists on being lived now. The future stops pulling you forward, because it is always there, patient, unlimited, indifferent. You can always arrive later, and later becomes a habit. This is not boredom. Boredom still reacts. This is quieter than that. A slow erosion of anticipation itself. A life where nothing feels urgent enough to interrupt you. And when anticipation disappears, motivation follows, not suddenly, not violently, just enough that you stop noticing when it leaves. This is where philosopher Bernard Williams enters the problem, not to offer comfort, not to promise transcendence, but to expose a limit we rarely want to acknowledge. Williams imagined a woman who could not die. She lived long enough to satisfy every desire she once believed defined her, every ambition, every curiosity, every version of herself. Her tragedy was not pain, it was saturation. Desire stopped pointing forward. Nothing felt important enough to choose over anything else. Without an ending, desire has nowhere to aim. It circles, it repeats, it consumes itself. Until wanting becomes indistinguishable from indifference. Williams was not saying that life loses value over time. He was saying that value requires structure, and time alone cannot provide that structure. Meaning, in his view, is not generated by duration. It is carved by limitation, by knowing that something must be chosen now because later may never come. Friedrich Nietzsche approached the problem from another direction. He asked a question that sounds hypothetical, but slowly becomes personal. What if you had to live this exact life again? Every joy, every regret, every hesitation, repeated endlessly. Not once more, but forever. Not as punishment, but as exposure. An eternity with nothing left to hide behind novelty, nothing left to blame on circumstance, Eternal repetition does not add meaning. It tests whether meaning was ever there to begin with. Eventually, experience stops revealing. It only repeats. And repetition drains significance from even the strongest moments. Immortality does not deepen meaning. It dilutes it. By removing the pressure that once made choices matter. The fear of death may not be the enemy of life. It may be the condition that allows life to take shape at all. So the question is not whether death is cruel, but whether it is necessary. If nothing ever ends, what tells us that anything ever truly began?